Motivated behavior is often connected to powerful emotions. Where do emotions come from? Why do we have them? What are they made of? Emotions don't exist just to give us interesting experiences. They're our body's adaptive response supporting our survival. When we face challenges, emotions focus our attention and energize our actions. During the course of this small lesson, we'll hopefully learn the following. What are the three parts of an emotion? And what theories help us understand emotion? First thing we need to understand is what emotion is. Emotion is a response to the whole organism involving first bodily arousal, such as our heart pounding, expressive behaviors, quickened pace when we're walking, or facial expressions, conscious experiences, including our thoughts. Is this kidnapping, or is this fear? Is this a panic? Is this joy? It's trying to think of what's going on, trying to decide, is this a surprise, or is someone trying to hurt me? Or should I be happy? Should I be excited? Should I be panicked? That's all part of the conscious experience. Psychologists try to fit these three pictures together by asking two questions. Does your body arousal come before or after your emotional feelings? How do thinking and feeling interact? Does thinking about it always come before the emotion? First, we're going to be talking about the James Lange theory. Common sense tells most of us that we cry because we're sad, lash out because we're angry, tremble because we're afraid. First comes the conscious awareness and then the feeling. But psychologist William James viewed this as backwards. He proposed that we feel sorry because we cry, angry because we strike, afraid because we tremble. His idea was also proposed by Danish psychologist Carl Lange, and so this theory is called the James Lange theory. So the emotion is our awareness of a specific bodily response to emotional arousing stimuli. So for example, we see in this graph here the sight of an oncoming car. This is a stimulus. According to the James Lange theory, the heart starts to pound. That's the arousal. And because our heart is pounding, we feel threat, so we feel afraid. The heart pounding is what causes the fear. The next theory we have is the Canon-Bard theory. Psychologist Walter Canon disagreed with James and Lange. The body's responses, heart rate, perspiration, and body temperature are too similar to cause different emotions, said Canon. We can, and another psychologist, he and Philip Bard, the other psychologist, concluded that our bodily arousal and emotional experience occur together. So according to the Canon-Bard theory, the emotion-triggering experience traveled to the sympathetic nervous system, causing your body's arousal. At the same time, it traveled to the brain's cortex, causing the awareness of the emotion. The pounding heart didn't cause the feeling of fear, nor did the feeling of fear cause the pounding heart. The body responses and experience emotions are separate. So the sight of the oncoming car is the perception of the stimulus, and then according to the Canon-Bard theory, the pounding heart, or the arousal, and the fear happen simultaneously. Our heart races at the same time that we feel afraid. The emotion-arousing stimulus simultaneously triggers the physiological response and the feeling of emotion. We have yet another theory. We have the Schacher-Singer theory, but also known, probably more commonly known as the two-factor theory. So Stanley Schacher and Jerome Singer proposed a third theory. Our physical reactions and our thoughts, our perceptions, memories, and interpretations together create emotion. In their two-factor theory, emotions have two ingredients. They have physical arousal and cognitive appraisal. In their view, an emotional experience requires a conscious interpretation of arousal. Okay, so in this experience, we have the sight of the oncoming car. According to the Schacher's, or the two-factor theory, we have the pounding heart, Or arousal, we have a cognitive label saying, wow, I must be afraid. And then comes the fear or the emotion. To experience the emotion, we must be physically aroused and cognitively label the arousal. Label it as fear or excitement. We may label our arousal as fear or excitement depending on the context. Okay, so here is a graph for a second. I'll leave this up for just a minute so you can kind of look at and review again the different theories. We're going to go over them with the slides next. We'll have kind of like a little collaborative quiz here. But you see the side of the oncoming car is the stimulus. And in each theory, this is how the emotion is taken in with each theory. These are the theories of emotion. We have the James Lange theory, the Canon-Bard theory, and the Scatter-Singer or the two-factor theory. Okay, so first review question. Which theory suggests that we feel sorry because we cry, afraid because we tremble? This would be the James Lange theory. The James Lange theory suggests that because of our reaction to the stimulus causes the fear, whether it's the shaking, the heart jumping out of our chest, those things cause the emotion. Review question number 3. This is the idea that emotion-rousing stimulus is simultaneously routed to the cortex and to the sympathetic nervous system is central to which theories? This would be the Canon-Bard theory. In this theory, we have the emotional triggering experience travel to the sympathetic nervous system. It causes the bodily arousal. At the same time, it traveled to the brain's cortex, causing the awareness of the emotion. The heart pounding didn't cause a feeling of fear, nor did the feeling of fear cause the heart pounding. The bodily responses and the experience emotions are separate in the Canon-Bard theory. Noticing that his heart was pounding and that his palms were sweaty while he was taking a difficult test, Harley concluded that he was anxious. Noticing that his heart was pounding and palms were sweaty, an attractive lady asked him to dance, Harley concluded that he was falling in love. The differing emotions experienced by Harley can best be explained by which theory? This would be the two-factor theory or the Scatter-Singer theory. Because in this, our physical reactions and our thoughts or our perceptions, memories, and interpretations together with the arousal create the emotion. You have two ingredients, the physical arousal and the cognitive appraisal, depending on the situation. 10-year-old Owen tells his friend, when you notice that your knees knock, your hands sweat, and your stomach is in knots, then you really get scared. This statement best illustrates which theory? This would be the James Lange theory. Because in the James Lange theory, it's proposed that we feel sorry because we cry. We are angry because we strike. We are afraid because we tremble. Okay, so this is the conscious awareness, then the feeling. We are actually responding to the physical reaction to the stimuli. Okay, so the very last thing we'll be talking about is the two-track brain. Our emotional responses are the final step in a process that can follow two different pathways in our brain, both through the thalamus. Some emotions, especially our more complex feelings like hatred and love, travel a high road to the brain cortex. Okay, so we analyze and label information before we order a response. But sometimes our emotions, especially simple ones like likes, dislikes, and fears, we take what's been called the low road. So this neural shortcut bypasses the cortex following the low road, or a fear-provoking stimulus travels from the eye or the ear directly to the amygdala. This shortcut allows quick emotional response, our fight or flight, like if our life's in danger, before our brain really interprets the exact source of the danger, like a speeding reflex that operates apart from the brain's thinking cortex. The amygdala's reactions are so fast that we may not be aware of what happened. The amygdala is able to make and interpret our feelings, to hijack our thinking, then our thinking, so that our thinking can't be ruled out by our feelings. So basically, some emotional responses, especially simple ones like likes, dislikes, fears, involve really no conscious thinking at all, and that would be the low road. So input in the high road, the thinking in the high road, input travels to the cortex for analysis, and then it's sent to the amygdala. Then we have, and that's the slower process. We have the speedy low road. This input travels directly to the amygdala for instant emotional reaction. Really speedy reflex, kind of to preserve our life kind of reactions.